Hey guys, how's it going? Nerdcules here. Today, we're going to take a little break from getting fit, and we are going to assemble this Atgames Legends Ultimate Mini. Just came in the mail, got it on a year-end clearance at Sam's Club. I'm pretty stoked. So, let's get to building. Alright, so first thing, open up the box here. See, kind of see down in there, a little cavernous. But we got, looks like power cord here and some wires there. Ooh, that's heavy. I think that's kind of some of the base piece. And then this looks like the control deck. So we'll go ahead and get some of this out. So we've got all the main parts out of the box now. I'll show you guys what a little bit of this looks like. This little box here to begin with has the pinball buttons, a couple of power plugs, right? Then we got this, we'll be unboxing that still, but that looks like all the boards for the panels and things like that on the side. Get those out in a minute. And then I should say this, there's two control panels here, but it only comes with one. So this is the one that it came with, right? And some instructions there. So it came with this control panel. I happen to already have this one, and you might notice this one has two extra buttons, right? So a couple more options for some configurations, but you can see they are the exact same size. Pull that back so you can see. So exact same size. I've read that they both, you can drop either one in. They're interchangeable, so we're gonna give that a try, give it a little tiny upgrade out the gates, but other than that, pretty much the exact same, right? And then right here, we got kind of the main cabinet itself, and it's nice, already assembled. You got the speakers down there, right? Art's already on the side and stuff like that. Interesting, because you guys have seen in the background, I have plenty of arcade 1-up cabinets, built plenty of those guys. And those really, it's kind of you're piecemealing it together, So I've never done these Atgames cabinets before, but I like this. I like that it, the main cabinet itself is already built. You got some nice kind of Tron recognizer looking art over here on the side. So pretty cool. But we'll get the rest out of this box here and we'll keep building. All right, so got all the pieces finally out. Got all these little tiny pieces. Looks like they're pretty straightforward, right? Lettered. Got the kind of front kick plate art there. And I like this art on the set. It's pretty fun for a multicade, right? Got, even though they're console games with, Lion King, Aladdin, and we're talking some of the best NES and Genesis console games ever, right? Gotta have Space Invaders, Tetris, and then I love the Fix-It Felix art. Really cool, I feel like they've done such a good job making it feel like Fix-It Felix was always a game before Wreck-It Ralph, so very cool. So let's get this put together. So something I'm already loving about this is instructions seem pretty straightforward, and all I'm gonna need is this, right? My Klein kind of 11-in-1 screwdriver. Now you don't need an 11-in-1, mine is excessive for no reason. But basically a Phillips and a flathead, that's all you need. So that's pretty cool, kind of digging that. So pretty easy to assemble, but let's give it a go. All right, so first thing I did here was you're laying panels A and B, those two with all the great side art, laying them down, and you're just putting these cam bolts in each of the four corners of each of the panels. And I ended up with one extra cam bolt. We'll see if we use one here in a little bit, but pretty straightforward. Get those guys in, and then we'll keep moving. All right, so got all of our cams in place. And then what we're going to be doing here, we're going to take C, right? So we're going to take C first, C right here. And we're going to be putting that up at the top of part A. So it should just kind of sit in there And then we'll lock them all in with the cams right there once we got them all set. And just make sure when you're doing this that you are putting it so that the cams are facing outward, right? You want them to be facing outward as you're doing it. All right, so we got parts C and D now attached to A, right? We tighten up all these cams. To be honest, it's a lot like making IKEA furniture, if you've ever done that. So it's pretty straightforward and simple so far. One word of warning, man, these little Phillips cams, they cam out pretty easy. So didn't take a lot of torque before it was just like, and just completely shredded. So just be aware of that, but let's keep going. We'll get the next panel. The next thing that we want to get put in there is panel E. So this is just kind of this floorboard. So it looks like it just kind of fits in the grooves of B here, and boom. Ooh, that's beautiful. I love it. It's so satisfying when it lines up perfect, right? So we're gonna get that in, and then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna flip panel B up onto the top of this. So let's go. All right, we got our other panel in. Stood it up, looking nice. So now, another nice and satisfying point, get to slide a couple of the front and the back panel in as well. So as you're doing this, you just want to make sure that with this back panel, you'll see there's these two little holes, and those need to be at the bottom. And then obviously you want all the art in front. So let's get to it. All right, so satisfying getting those in there. Nice and cavernous, look at that. It's like top secret stash in there, dude. It's pretty amazing. You could put almost a whole nother arcade. You could put like my countercades or something in there. But yeah, lots of room in there. So we're all set here, finally got it done. And just to note, those three holes in the back, you do put a screw in each of those. That just helps to kind of bolt this back to the internal frame that we have here, right? Making it a little bit stronger. Now I should have said at the beginning, you get this kind of little kit here that has all your screws and cams and all the kind of things that you're gonna need, right? I already put in the cams, that's why these are empty. And then those three screws in the back were just right there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna be inserting these little pieces. They kind of look awkward, but they're actually really important. They're gonna insert into each of these sides to just give some extra support for both the control deck, which will go across here, but also those pinball buttons, which are gonna go on the side. So if you're leaning on the cabinet, really getting into the game, you're not kind of just shredding that wood there on the edge, right? So we're gonna be using these screws, and we're gonna attach these guys right now. Alright, so I figured I'd show you guys what this looks like. We got a couple little dowel rods there, right? And then I already got part I in on the other side, I'll show you in a moment. But then we have H, and it has all these random holes here. But if you look on the back side, you can see exactly where those dowel rods go. So you just kind of set it in there. You know that's good because the button attachment for the pinball is going to go there. And then just each of our little bolts are going to go in to these spots right here, right? And we'll tighten those here in just a second. All right, guys, so we got these attached on the side for our little pinball flippers, and now the moment of truth. We get to take the big screen part and set it on top, and hopefully it doesn't all collapse in on itself. So, wish me luck. All right, so as you can see, got it up there. It's nice and tall. It's not attached yet, so it's still gonna do that. But I'm all ready. I'm loving the height of it, loving the kind of form factor. This is great. And I love how the art flows together. We'll take a look once it's all said and done. But now we gotta make sure that we get it attached. Don't wanna forget that step. All right, so just gonna show you guys here. I have my slightly upgraded mini deck, and then on the back of it, we get these three little slots, right? So that's just perfectly where each of these is gonna plug in, and then we'll be all set to bolt it all down. All right, so we got it attached, the 3 points on both sides. We're really kind of coming down to it now. So now we're just gonna get these pinball buttons attached right here. And it's kind of cool, you can see kind of through that hole there that there's a little connector that it's going to kind of snap into the control deck here. So let's get it attached.
So, little word to the wise here. The little pinball pieces, they got a little trick to them. So I tried to just put it in like this. This is how it came out of the box. And that is a fool's errand. It's not going to fit that way. Lo and behold, I went back and read the instructions, and it tells me what to do. So you'll take the pinball piece, and there's a little piece in the back. You just kind of click it off. You don't need this, so you can just kind of set that aside, and then it's perfect. It kind of slots in just like the one up there did. And then you got two little screw holes, and get those in till it's nice and snug. Not overly tight, right? You don't want to crack the plastic, but it shouldn't be moving around or anything either. So,
all right, guys. So here it is, all its glory, finally built. Just about ready. Get powered up for the first time. Get slotted in next to Tempest, X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And you guys see just back here, it's kind of nice. There's a little spot if you're going to be hardwired in for playing games over Wi-Fi. And so, well, not over Wi-Fi, but over the internet and stuff like that. But let's power it on. Ooh, marquee lights up. Very nice. Kind of a glare from the camera, but screen is real crisp. Love it. Booting up. If you guys like this, maybe do another video just kind of reviewing the games in it and things like that. But there we go. Ready to sign in and get going. So, a couple little hiccups, but all in all, pretty easy build. And I'm stoked to try it out. Legends Ultimate Mini. Nice. Guys, thanks for joining me, Nercules, here today as we build this arcade cabinet. Next time we're going to keep building up our body, but until then, stay fit. See ya.